Your reality is a mirror for the frequency that you are offering the world. If you're not happy with where you're at, you can shift into what you desire by seeing your reality as the feedback that it is and choosing to shift your energy.
Welcome to the Aligned and Magnetic podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Ashley. I'm an ICF certified business alignment coach, and they call me the money mindset and manifestation queen. I'm here to help you make your vision for your life and business a reality and doing it in a way that lights you the fuck up. If you're ready to build an aligned, magnetic, and profitable business so that you can live the life of your dreams, you are definitely in the right place. In this podcast, I promise to provide you with the raw lessons, the tools, and powerful questions to help you on the way to creating success your way. Thank you so much for being here. Now let's dive in.
Hi, loves. Welcome back to another episode of the Aligned and Magnetic podcast. So in last week's episode, I shared about how your reality is a mirror. And I mostly talked about my stories about my business and how I saw that my results were merely a reflection of my internal state and what I was feeling. So in this episode, I want to dive into a more concrete tool that you can actually use in your everyday life. It is one of the tools that I teach my clients inside of the Aligned and Magnetic Business Accelerator. I also teach it inside of my program, Rise Goddess, and it is essentially the foundation of what I use to help me coach my clients as well, along, of course, with coach training. A lot of the time, we don't see things until they happen. There is a metaphor that we teach in coach training, and it's the fishbowl metaphor. And if you can just imagine a goldfish in a tank, swimming around in that tank, and think about, does the goldfish actually see the water that it's swimming in? A lot of the time, actually most of the time, I would say 99% of the time, we can't see our own environments because it is our environment. It's all that we know, right? So as coaches, we teach our coaches, and I also do this with my clients, but a big value in coaching is that there's someone else that can see. We ask the right questions to help us understand what led you to believe in your environment, or what is contributing to your situation or problem, if you will, with air quotes. And then we're able to kind of offer a different perspective or help you to see the environment that you're in, help you to see the water that you're swimming in, if you will. We can't see our own water. We can't see our own air. It's very difficult. It's like when they say you can't see the forest from the trees, because often we're so stuck in our own situations, and it really takes an outside perspective, a professional sometimes. Sometimes friends can do this, but honestly, the friendships and relationships that I've had, it's just not the same. If you have never been coached, actually, I'm not even getting into the episode yet. If you have never been coached, I want to open up a few demos for you to see what coaching really is. They are 30-minute coaching demos. They're free, and I'm going to open up just a handful of them. So if you would like to understand what coaching is like, I feel like this is truly my calling in the world, to show people what true coaching is like. If you've been coached before, but you're not really sure if it was true coaching, if it felt more like your coach was telling you how to do things, then definitely book a 30-minute call. You're going to walk away with whatever you need to walk away from that call with. Literally, you're going to bring me what you want, and I'll help you find a way to get it. Whether it's business, whether it's life, whatever. I just want to offer you that gift. And spread more of like what true coaching is. Anyway, no strings attached, no sales pitch at the end. I literally just want you to experience what true coaching is. So a lot of the time, like that being said, with the fishbowl analogy or the metaphor, we don't see things happen, or we don't see things until they happen, right? So for example, if you're struggling to attract clients and you're selling a $5,000 coaching package, but then you like maybe take on a client at a lower rate because, you can't seem to fill your 5K package, and you feel all of these feelings, like you feel that sinking feeling in your body and that anxiety of like, oh my God, how am I going to help this person get results, right? Those fears were there all along, and that fear is the reason why you're not able to bring in a client at $5,000 is because you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe in the results that you can offer your clients. And that is a huge energetical leak. Or, if, when you receive like an unexpected bill, comes in the mail, or something that you forgot about all of a sudden gets charged on your credit card or whatever, and you get that sinking feeling in your stomach like, oh my God, I was doing so good with money and now I'm set back. Or, oh my God, this is money out of my savings or out of my account. And like, how am I going to get this back, right? I remember when I first invested in my very first business coach, I felt so afraid that I wasn't going to make the money back because I didn't believe in myself, right? But these feelings that we feel toward money and unexpected bills or money leaving our account, I'll do a whole other episode on money at some point, but these feelings are literally they're not real feelings. They're not feelings that everybody feels. These are feelings that represent how you feel about money. They represent your frequency with money. They represent your energy with money, right? And maybe even money traumas, like how you were taught to feel about money. Money's been such a big topic for me in business, and learning how to have a good relationship with money and hold a higher frequency around money. Because I grew up in an environment where money was scarce. Money was stressful. Money was to be managed, right? And to be spent carefully and to be saved for a rainy day. All of those things. So all of that to say is the feelings that we hold are literally just reflections. And when we feel these feelings, like when we feel those feelings of tightness or anxiety or fear, these are actually feelings that are holding you further away from the frequency that you are meant to embody. And they are actually blocking your connection or your relationship with flow, with overflow in terms of abundance, with overflow in terms of receiving clients. And it's not to put like a good or bad name on the feelings, right? It's all just feedback. So when we feel these feelings of fear and anxiety, when we feel the feelings of not being enough, when we feel the feelings of tightness or constriction, it's not to say like, oh my God, like you suck, like you're all the way down here, you have so much work to do. It's like, oh, okay, I feel this. That's interesting. That probably means that I feel whatever around money or my confidence or my services or my offers. And therefore, like, what do I need to do to step into heart-opening, expansive feelings around this thing so that I can manifest what I actually desire? This is all of the work that I do with my clients. I do this kind of work in my one-on-one. I do this kind of work inside of the Aligned and Magnetic Business Accelerator. And I also do this at a much higher level inside of my mastermind. That's a really great space to be in. So if you're ready to dive deeper into this, I want to let you know that I do have a lot more to teach you and a lot more to offer. And I will be dropping the link in the show notes to book a call with me if you feel ready to explore what a higher level of support and what working with me could be like for you. So in order to manifest or create the life we desire, in order to manifest or create the business that we desire, whether that is a six-figure business, whether that is a multi-six-figure business, whether that is a $1 million business, right? We need to look at these feelings and these frequencies, these emotions that are giving us feedback and showing us where the gaps are. Okay. So I'm going to give you an overview of my 6-step mindset model. This is a model that I created. And so it's my own. I have copyright, intellectual property, whatever you will. But it's a model that I created based on my own process and what was working for me. To be honest, mindset is something that I kind of just figured out on my own. I got really, really good at it. And I took a bunch of different tools from different things that I was learning and I put them into one thing. It serves me very well. It serves my clients very well. And so I want to give you a little bit of an overview. Like I said, I do dive deeper into this actually inside of the Aligned and Magnetic Business Accelerator. So if you're interested in going deeper and really getting to the root of why you're not seeing the results that you want to be seeing and how you actually can put the magic back into your business, then come and hang out with us. Doors are open and I would love to see you there. So I want to highlight before we dive into this model, the importance of energy. Even though we're not going around saying, I'm desperate for sales, even though we're not going around saying, I need more money, even though we're not going around saying, I want more clients, my client or my programs, my offerings are not fully booked, right? Even though we're not going around saying that, if we feel any of that subconsciously in our energy, in our being, if it's even a conscious thought in your mind, your energy will emit that frequency and people and the universe will be able to pick up on it. They're not going to be like consciously necessarily like, oh, this person is, not feeling abundant. You know what I mean? They're not going to be like, oh, this person's desperate for clients. Although, to be honest, I'm pretty good at spotting that in people. I don't know if everybody can though, but they will be able to feel your frequency, feel your energy. And if you're not feeling confident, they're not going to feel confident in you. Do you see how this works? Right? And so if they say no to you, if you're on a sales call, you pitch your offer, you're not confident in it, the other person is like, I don't really know. Like, if you don't have the confidence in your offer, you're not going to be able to lead or model that confidence for the other person who is interested in working with you, right? And so if they're not feeling confident in themselves or in your offer because you're not feeling confident in yourself and your offer, it's going to be a no. Okay? So this is what I really want you to start to grasp. And this shows up in so many ways. This is literally just one area. And the reason I talk about sales is because I've been here with sales. And sales, I think, is one of the biggest things that I see a lot of other people struggling with. And it's something I would really love to help you understand so that you can sell from the heart, not sell from a place of pressure or sell from a place of like, I have to, I'm desperate, I need this, right? But really just focus on connecting from the heart with people. Ever since I learned how to do this with my clients, sales calls have become so much easier. I used to follow a script that my coach gave me. And honestly, I just don't do that anymore. I don't. And so what I teach my clients is the energy of sales. And I teach my clients a couple of questions that can help them in a sales call. But ultimately, I want you to be able to feel empowered enough in yourself and confident enough in yourself that you can come up with your own questions and that you can have a flowy sales conversation without feeling attached to the result on the other end, right? And this is how we build real relationships. I'm going to also dive deeper into how I mentioned, like, if you're not feeling confident in yourself and your offer, the other person on the other end, whether you're texting them, whether you're on the phone with them, whether you're on a Zoom call, whatever, whether you're in person, they're also going to feel a lack of confidence in themselves because you feel a lack of confidence in yourself. So you're not able to actually model that for them and help them feel solid in themselves to make a confident decision. I'm going to dive deeper into this because we got one of our dogs back from doggy rehab, and our vet completely shifted our dog's identity, our dog's energy, and taught us how to do it as well. And it's so funny, like when we were in training with her, it was like a 45-minute training and everything was like, yes, 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 yes. It was such divine timing. And I want to share with you how you can apply this to manifestation, how you can apply this to parenting, how you can apply this to your dogs, how you can apply this to your relationship, literally anything. And it's funny because like I've mastered this before, but it's almost like I forgot. Do you ever get that where you're like, yeah, I knew this. It's just like I forgot. I like went back to old patterning or something. This is something I really love and appreciate about humans and the human connection. So anyway, I'm going to help you to really like connect those dots on a future episode, maybe next week. So keep your eyes open for that. So like I said, the reason that people are saying no, this is just an example. The reason that you don't have what you want is not because of you, but because of the energy you hold around whatever it is that you're offering, selling, or trying to do. Okay. So this is my 6-step mindset model, and it is based off of the premise that everything that we receive in life or have in life is based on a reflection. It's a mirror, right? And this helps us to get out of our victim mentality and into our power. A lot of us are raised and taught how to be in a victim state, how to blame other circumstances, how to blame our health, how to blame our stress, our this, our job, our dog, our cat, our kids, There's so many different things that you can place blame on. My program didn't sell. Nobody wanted it. It's not my fault. It was the algorithm. No, it's none of this. It all comes back to you, right? There's always a solution for a problem. And when we place blame on something other than ourselves, we are giving up our power. Man, this is going to be such a potent episode. I can already feel it. So step 1 is to identify. If we feel frustrated, if we feel upset, if we feel disappointed, overwhelmed, anxious, this is the first step, is to identify where those feelings are coming from. We were all raised a different way. I think I mentioned this last week or maybe in another episode. I've been bulk recording, so now all my episodes are like crossing paths, and I don't know what episode's what anymore. We were all raised in a different way, right? And as kids, our brains are sponges for everything, all of the information. And I talked about this, I think, in another episode, but we are born with so many connections or possible connections in our brain that it's way overwhelming. So our brain goes through this process of synaptic pruning. So when it makes connections in the brain, those connections strengthen, right? And then any connections that have not been strengthened get pruned, they get snipped away. It's almost like if you envision a tree or like a plant that you have outside, some of the leaves are dead. And this isn't necessarily the best example, but some of the leaves are dead. Maybe some of the areas, I'm thinking of our bougainvillea right now. I don't know if those are very popular where you live, but we have a bougainvillea in our front yard and it grows like wild. So if we don't prune it, if we don't cut it back, it's like overwhelming. It's going to scratch people's cars. It's going to scratch, our neighbor's car. It's going to scratch our car. It's going to scratch everything. It's going to, pop into the sidewalk and brush people's heads. And bougainvilleas are very prickly. They have these, it's like a rose bush, but I think worse, to be honest. They're super prickly. They've got thorns. They hurt. I've gotten so beat up from my bougainvillea trying to prune it. But this is what goes on inside of our brains, right? And so if you imagine like you were born with the capacity to hold any story, any identity, any patterns in your brain, and there is an argument on whether this is genetic or whether this is due to the environment that you're raised in. That's another conversation. But if you are born with the capacity to have any sort of identity, but you observing your parents, observing your siblings, who are also observing your parents, observing the way your parents respond to you, observing the way your parents respond to your siblings, observing the way your parents work, observing the way your parents have a relationship, observing the way your parents grocery shop, spend money, save money, talk about their business, talk about working, talk to their friends. We are learning all of these different patterns and ways of being and behavior. If you are born into and grow up in a poor neighborhood versus a rich kid neighborhood, right? And there's nothing good or bad or to blame about any of these circumstances. It is just to observe, purely observe. So in this first step, we can identify like, what is it that's going on in our reality, in our environment, that is keeping us where we are? If it's like that you're feeling a certain way, or if it's that you are feeling resistant toward the work that you desire to be doing, or you are blaming other people, or you're providing excuses for why you can't show up, these are the things that we need to identify. We were all born to be happy, and we were all born to thrive. And we have that emotional guidance system for a reason. And it's to let us know when we are out of our alignment with our truest selves. So our truest selves were born to be happy, born to be joyful, born to experience bliss, right? When we are not feeling those feelings, when we're feeling anxious, depressed, sad, disappointed, discontent, when we are feeling pessimistic, when we are feeling lazy, like all of these things. And it's obviously okay to relax and all of that stuff. It's okay to actually feel all of these things. But the secret is to not attach those feelings to our identity. We are not those feelings. Those feelings are just there to guide us. Okay? So, step number 1, identify what it is that you are feeling. And you can dig into maybe why that is. Like, what is it that's disempowering? We'll dive deeper into this. I just identify what you're feeling. I'm getting like way ahead of myself. Okay. The next step is to accept. So often we spend so much time trying to push past these feelings of sadness, push past grief, push past even happiness. When people are finally happy, when they finally accomplish something, and all of a sudden there's more to do. Like, you can never just be happy with what you've accomplished. You can never just be sad and in the sadness. I grew up with my mom. She's super caring, and she still does this to this day. If I'm having a bad day, what's wrong? Why are you having a bad day? Like, does it matter? Can't I just have a fucking bad day? And I think so many people, like, we feel this desire to fix and to solve problems. And sometimes, most times, even though it feels slower, the goal is to really sit with that and understand, not even understand. I want you to actually completely remove that word. I did not just say that. Accept where you're at. We cannot change things from the past, and we can't change things from feeling anxious about the future. So we got to start with the present and what we're feeling right now, and feel okay with those feelings, right? And from that place, when we're okay with the feelings, when we have accepted that that is our current state, that is what is present for us, then we can start to shift. But we need to accept first that it is okay to feel disappointed. It is okay that we're trying to run away from our problems. It is okay that we're trying to blame other people or make excuses for why we can't. And that acceptance will give you the freedom to shift into a higher state of being. Okay? Identify, accept. Step 3 is to uncover. So remember how in step 1 I told you that you grew up in a particular environment. This is your context, your background, your beliefs, your patterns, your thoughts, right? Your confidence. All of this can come from our context. This is our context for how we exist in the world. Okay. I had this one friend who, she loved singing, but her mom growing up would always tell her to shut up and to stop singing because her mom was the singer of the house. Her mom didn't want her to sing and didn't want the spotlight, if you will, taken from her mom. So she took this into adulthood, of course, as we do. We do this unconsciously. We do this, even though we're adults and it logically, I'm an adult now, I can do what I want. Yeah. And also you're running the programs of a 7-year-old until you heal and until you're aware of the patterns and choose to step out of them and choose to create new patterns, which is possible, by the way. Coaching makes this possible to recreate and build new patterns in our brain. So yeah, she never sang. She didn't want to sing as an adult. She felt this lack of desire, maybe not even lack of desire, but her voice just felt stifled. And it's because her whole life, her mom, told her to shut up and not to sing. So step 3 is to uncover. We dig deep, we get curious. And this isn't curious, curiosity doesn't mean again, we step into blaming. Oh, well, my mom taught me how to be this, or my mom does this. My mom taught me how to be tight around money. She told me she wasn't an ATM machine and that money doesn't grow on trees and that this and that. We're not blaming. This is literally just a step to get curious and unattached, but curious about where our patterns, beliefs, and stories come from, right? And so that is that step. And sometimes this requires somebody to hold that space for you. It's difficult to go through this process on your own, but I want to give you a framework in case you would like to try it. But if you are interested in going deeper, if you are liking this 6-step model and you even try it on yourself, but it's not really working, reach out to me. Let me know. I would love to help you with it. This is something that I've become really good at helping my clients with, so that we can uncover old patterns and break through them and form new behaviors, new patterns, and, create the life that we're here to create, right? So some people think that, I just want to add this onto this step 3 here. Some people think that maintaining a positive mindset is the key to success. And while yes, positivity can help us, layering positivity on top of like trauma or on top of this, like just going straight to positivity is not gonna help you get to the bottom of why your instinct is to behave in the way that you do. You know what I mean? Like, I can go through a launch and layer on positivity and be like, oh, my clients are going to come out of nowhere. My clients are going to come out of nowhere. The universe has my back. The universe has my back. The universe has my back. And like, if I just go through my entire launch, just trying to layer on positivity and affirmations. And if affirmations don't work for you, this could be why. Because affirmations didn't work for me either. If you don't go to the deeper layers and just at least identify, uncover where this behavior, this attitude, this belief is coming from, your affirmations, your positive mindset is not going to stick. You're always going to end up back down at some point because you don't have a solid foundation. You haven't restructured your thinking patterns. You haven't gone to the deeper layers, and we don't need to hang out there. Like, this is not therapy, but this is going to the unconscious, going to the deeper layers of why it is that we behave a certain way, think a certain way, react a certain way. And from there, we can start to tell new stories. We can start to shift into new patterns and instilling into our brains the patterns that we desire to have. Hey Queen, if you are learning from this episode, then you are going to love the Aligned and Magnetic Business Accelerator. This is the space where mindset, manifestation, and strategy come together to put the magic back into your business. Want to fill your DMs with clients ready to work with you? Want to make your dream job or business a reality this year? Ready to take Fridays off without worrying about your to-do list? You don't have to work hard or wait forever to get to where you want to be. It's all available to you right here, right now. Come and join us in the Aligned and Magnetic Business Accelerator, where we're making magic happen in our businesses. I'll not only show you how to do it, we will walk with you every step of the way as you implement what you learn. Go to coachlaurenashley.com/accelerator today to join. And remember, whatever you want, bippity boppity boo, it's yours. So then the fourth step is releasing, right? Okay, so now we've uncovered why we are the way we are. We know that our, mom taught us that she wasn't an ATM, that money doesn't grow on trees, whatever. I'm using my example just, to make it easy. Okay, that is where that came from. Well, my new belief is that money does grow on trees. My favorite thing, one of my favorite things is Amanda Francis. She was doing this training on money, and she was going through this whole process of like, money doesn't grow on trees. And she's like, well, wait, yeah, it does. It's fucking paper. You know what I mean? Money does grow on trees. And I know now money is turning into like this plasticky thing, but the US dollar is still paper. So money in the US still grows on trees. And so from there, we can release, right? And know that it's just one way of thinking. It's not the ultimate truth. There are multiple different truths in the world. So that is just one way of thinking. That is one way that our parents thought, that we happen to grasp onto or happen to absorb and make true about ourselves. But we no longer have to believe this. We can release that belief. And so releasing can look like energy moving through the body. It can look so many different ways. I teach energy movement. I teach on like releasing energetically. You can do like a cleanse. You can do a ritual with the full moon to release. You can use your intention and your awareness to release from the body. You can do a burning ceremony, all these different ways of releasing that energy. And then we move into step 5, which is reframe. We tell a new story. So this is where mantras can come in. This is where thinking about ultimate truths come in. Like, what is the ultimate truth? Is this the ultimate truth? If not, I'm open to a new truth for me. No one in this world was born unworthy. No one in this world was born like innately. We all have different circumstances and different environments, which sure, maybe puts us at different playing fields. But ultimately, at our core, everyone is equal when it comes to what is within, which means we are all worthy. Like, I am no more worthy than you are to live this life. Do you know what I mean? And if that is true, then what could be possible for you? If I'm just a mirror of what you desire, what could be possible for you? We can't change the past, obviously. We can definitely work on forgiving the past, and we can actually also work on rewiring the past. This is something that I really love to do as well, is rewiring how we handled the past. And that can actually help us to make different decisions in the future. It can help us to open up to new ways of being in the future, open us to doing things differently in the future. Okay, so once we've reframed in step 5, then we go into taking action. I call step 6 executing, taking action. So we have a new story. We've reframed our thinking. We've reframed our belief into something new that we desire, which I didn't even give an example, but maybe my new belief is that money does grow on trees and money is circulating all the time, and I am worthy of receiving money, and money comes into my bank account every single day. Okay, those are beliefs of mine. Money comes my way quickly and easily. People love to pay me. I'm a magnet for money. Money loves to be in my presence. My finances are improving at a rate beyond my wildest dreams. And money is the root of comfort and joy. That one replaces money is the root of all evil. Money is the root of comfort and joy. And so you can see how we can recreate new beliefs around money, right? And then from there, we have the new belief, but we need to take action as if we have that belief already. So if I believe to be true that, let's say I had $1 million in my bank account, what actions would I be taking? What actions, like how would I feel about that? And how would I take action feeling that already? This is also going to go into that doggy rehab episode that I was telling you about, but a lot of the time we take action as if, but we still feel in our bodies unworthy. We still feel in our bodies lack. We still feel in our bodies desperation. We still feel in our bodies unworthy. Did I already say that one? Anyway, when we are taking action with those feelings, we're still creating more of those feelings. And that's why it's important to feel into that new story, feel into how we would feel if we already had it, feel into that ease and that calmness and that maybe even slowness or patience that we have because the thing that we want is already a reality, right? And so we can take action by telling our new story every day, by feeling into our new story, by embodying that way of being. I remember like a future version of me, I did a future self meditation, and the future version of me was just so calm and so relaxed and so flowy and graceful. And so if that's the future version of me, then that's what I need to learn how to embody right now. Those feelings are not out of reach. Just because I don't physically have everything in my reality that I think I need to have in order to feel those things, the trick is actually to feel those things first, and then the physicals will come to fruition, you know? Remind yourself of the new story. Write yourself letters, write your future, write your story as if it is already a reality. Visualize your new identity, your new reality, and step into it with courage, with confidence, with grace, with an open heart. And then take those divinely guided actions, right? Whatever you know the action you need to take. You know you've got to hire a coach. You know you've got to join a program. You know that if you just do this one action, if you just show up on stories, if you just wake up at 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever, if you just let go of putting the pressure on yourself, if you just share about your program, if you just go live and share about your day or share about your life, all of those actions and it's not even maybe all of them, but the action that you know you need to take that action as if your reality is already a reality, okay? As if your dream reality is already a reality. And that is how we work through this 6-step model. Oh, wow, that felt good. That is how we work through this 6-step model. Again, I go much deeper into this in Aligned and Magnetic Business Accelerator, the Aligned and Magnetic Business Accelerator, where we put the magic back into your business. So if you're ready to experience unrealistic results, if you are ready to tap into co-creation, collaboration with the universe, if you are ready to make magic happen, make your dream life a life that you live today, come and join us. I would love to have you. I can show you the ropes in business, and I can show you the ropes in magic and manifestation and mindset. And I would love to see you there. If you are up for a 30-minute, if you would love to experience what coaching is like, and you would like a 30-minute coaching session, complimentary, no strings attached, no nothing, but my gift to you, then I would love for you to book that. I will put that link in the show notes. And yeah, I think that's everything for me today. I think that was a great episode. If you loved this episode, please share it with somebody. I love this podcast so much. I love coming on here and giving you value, and I would love to grow my audience. So feel free to leave a review. Feel free to share this episode on your stories, on Facebook, send it to a friend, a client, a colleague, whatever. All right, my love, I will chat with you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.
Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast today. If you like what you heard, I would love it if you left a review. If you like my vibe, come and hang with me in my Facebook or Telegram group. I'll drop the link to my email list below where you can get instant access. Make sure you check the show notes for any other links that I mentioned today. And until next time, I'm sending you waves of abundance.